Hello student, my name is Rohit, social science teacher from Maples Academy, Devan. Student, today we are discussing about the chapter number 3 in Civics, the state government. India is a union of states with every state having its own government. The state government are responsible for making laws for the people or their states. They also have the power to launch schemes and programs of the welfare of the people in their state. Besides this, they have been entrusted with the task of the administrating their state, ensuring basic amenities to the people such as water, transport, and laws and order, and protecting their rights. Let us see how they are formed and how they are functions. Legislature. All the state India have a legislature assembly or the Vidhan Sabha. The legislative assembly is responsible for making the laws. It is also responsible for ensuring that the state is governed properly. And member of the legislative assembly are called the MLAs. And they are elected directly by the people and therefore represent the people of the states in India. And most state legislature only have a single house or said to be unicameral. But there are some states such as Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Jammu and Kashmir, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, which have two houses. The lower houses is called the Vidhan Sabha and the upper houses is called the Vidhan Parishad. Now, such states are said to have a bicameral legislature. The member of the Vidhan Parishad are not elected directly by the people. Government and its role. Now, the formation of the government, we have the real power to for the purpose of the election. Each Indian states is divided into the areas are called the constituencies, and people from each constituency elected one representation. All the such elected representative together make up the legislative assembly of the state. They usually belong to the different political parties. When the legislative assembly is elected by the party with the maximum number of the MLAs determined, a political party has the MLA move more than the half of the number of the constituencies state is called the majority or the ruling party. For example, Sikkim 32 constituencies. In order to make the majority, the party has to become a more. The 16 MLA elected to be the legislature. All the other parties is called the opposition, and the parties with the most of the MLAs in the opposition is called the opposition party. Once the majority party is determined, the governor invites the leader to form the government. An MLA form become a majority party elected the leader. Now the role of the legislature. The legislative assembly has a greater power than the legislative council. Let us look at some of the functions. It also make the law and get them implemented by the government. It debates on important issues. Connecting all states, the MLA can express their opinion and questions the government on any issues. They can even suggest the way in which the government can resolve the issues. Any decision that the chief minister has his council make, it has to be first approved by the legislative assembly. The legislative assembly also approves the budget. It decides how the government spends its money. It authorizes and supervises all the works at the. Now the role of the governor. The governor is the head of the state. She appointed by the president for a term of 5 years. The governor can be removed from the office before the completion of their term. Her term can even be extended in order to qualify the post of the governor. A person has to be citizen of the India, at least 35 years of age, and she cannot be a member of the parliament. The state legislature, a governor performs many functions. After the election, she appoints the chief minister and other ministers. She is responsible for ensuring the state government does not violate the provisions laid down the constitutions, and she convenes the session of the legislative assembly. All the bill passed by the legislature have to be approved and signed by the governor, and she can be hold a back bill or forward to the president for the consideration. And the governor has the power to dissolve the assembly at the request of the chief minister, and she can even be recommended president to rule in a state, and the ruling party has been also supported in the government. Now, Vidhan Parishad, the Vidhan Parishad is also known as the Legislative Council. The member of the Legislative Council are appointed or as a six-year term. Such of the member of the council are elected MLAs, local bodies, teachers, and graduate. Some are nominated by the governor. The nominated member are usually people renowned in fields such as the literature, etc. And in order they become the member of the council, a person has to be a citizen in India and have 30 years of age. The legislature council is headed by the chairman, and who is elected by the member, and he is assisted by a deputy chairman. And every 2 years, 1/3 of the member of the councils and the fresh members are elected. Thus, the legislative council is permanent houses. The size of the legislature councils differ from the state. It depends on the total strength of the legislature assembly of the states. Legislature councils cannot be more than the 1/3 of the total number of members in the legislative assembly. It cannot be have less than 40 members. The Indian Parliament has the power to create, abolish the Vidhan Parishad or state, and the Vidhan Parishad has fewer powers than the Vidhan Sabha. It has to pass the bill, that is proposal for the laws or originating in the lower houses. It can be written a proposal to the Vidhan Sabha, but the lower houses send it back, and it has no choice but to pass the law. Vidhan Sabha. Now the legislative assembly is directly elected by the people of the state. The member of the assembly are elected for a term of 5 years for the purpose of election, and the state is divided into the small areas known as the constituencies. Each constituency elect their one members of the legislative assemblies or the MLAs, and one group of these elected MLAs ultimately forms the government of the state. The size of the legislative assembly depends on the population of the states. With the large populations, such as the Uttar Pradesh, have a large Vidhan Sabha, 404 members and 404 members, and while the state with a small population, such as Sikkim, have a smaller Vidhan Sabha, 32 members only. And however, the total number of members in a legislative assembly cannot be exceed 500, while the constituencies legislative assemblies cannot be have the less than 60 members. Exceptional have been made in case of some of the states such as the Sikkim and the Goa. The governor can also appoint an Anglo-Indian members to the assembly if he feels the need of the better representation of the community in the lower houses. Some of the states also have seat reserved for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. The legislative assembly has a speaker who preside over the debates in the houses. He ensuring the meeting of the houses are carried out of the smoothly, and he has the power to adjourn the houses. If the members disrupt the proceeding of the houses, in case the speaker is not available, the deputy speaker takes over its functions. They are also both elected by the members of the lower houses. Unlike the Vidhan Parishad and the Vidhan Sabha is not a permanent house. It can be dissolved by the governor before the completion of the 5 years term and the fresh. And the term of the lower houses can also be extended up to a year in case of emergencies is declared. In order to become a member of the legislative assembly, a person has to be a citizen